Cari fratelli e sorelle, and welcome to my weekly video blog. I'm going to begin with the rest of my Christmas cards. So we've got this one, that one there, it says "Let it snow." Fat chance that it's going to snow, I'm afraid. To David, it's wishing you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and that's from Peter, which is lovely. This next one has a doggy on the front. Christmas wishes, and that's from Karen and family. This one is season's greetings, and that's from Fiona and Barry. And the last one is a glittery one. It's this one. It's got little baubles stuck to the top of the pudding. Merry Christmas, and that is from Julie. So thank you for all my Christmas cards. I generally tend to recycle my Christmas cards unless they are from people abroad, or they are for a special event like a special birthday or something like that. So these will all go into the recycling thing for Christmas cards in a couple of days' time once we reach the Epiphany. Until then, they are scattered throughout my house on all the surfaces. I have a lack of surface space, but there we are. The next thing I want to do while I remember is the birthdays. We don't have many birthdays this week. We had a few birthdays which we sort of missed. It wasn't exactly on purpose, but I had planned on doing this vlog as a sort of mid-week thing, and I just never made it. So I do have 4 birthdays that I've missed. All of them are New Year's babies. They're all born on the 1st of January. Obviously, there's my sister. There is Chris Crosby Scott, Ryan Coates and Jamie Bauer. So belated birthday wishes to all of them. I'm sure they had good days despite how close it was to Christmas, and despite how they may have felt after celebrating New Year the night before. Upcoming birthdays, we've got Douglas Lima, Johnny Bedford and Tommy Russo. So I hope they all have fabulous birthdays, and don't eat lots of cake, because obviously it's New Year, and we're all trying to lose weight, etc. This time of year, so don't go scoffing cake, but because I usually do wish people a nice slice of cake as well. Anyway, so traditionally this blog, being the first of the new year, is a resolutions blog, and I'm always in a quandary about resolutions. I've said to you before that I don't really make very many resolutions that are sort of fixed, because of course the first thing I do is break those resolutions. You also know that over the past couple of years we've had very fixed and firm goals to do with the 5-year plan, which is now over. And I found that was not as successful as I had hoped either. Do you know, there are several things that I want to achieve this year. I do really want to make a breakthrough with Project Springboard. I'm still going with that. It's about the only thing from the 5-year plan which I'm still desperately interested in pursuing. I don't know about personal transport now. I'm not sure, because I saved up for ages, and then I ended up having to spend that on other things, and now all that time of making those savings has gone, and part of me thinks, well, what the problem is it takes me so long to save. I never get there because something dramatic or important or, you know, comes up first, and I keep getting knocked back to zero. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, really. I do want to do it eventually, obviously, but the problem is that until the finances improve, it's a desperate situation with saving. So I don't know. You know, there's a lot of personal development that I have to do this year, following on from the sort of fact that I was in a great questioning last year. It was a dreadful year. It was one of the worst years I've ever had, to be totally honest, with you, and that's saying quite a lot. It was not a good year, and I cannot go through another year that's going to be along the same lines. You know, I have to do a few things that are not going to be terribly easy, and they're not really the sort of things that I can discuss in a a public blog like this, but there are certain things that I have to do. There are personal changes that I need to make. I hasten to add that a lot of the yearly records will be coming up at the end, but it's important to have a look at the year in terms of the cycles. Do you know, there are, in terms of, what are we, 2016, so we're not going into a Tridic year, we're not going into a Jubilee year either. We are in a foundation year, but I don't know really, because those foundation years only come round once every 10 years. I really don't know if that cycle is anything other than sort of luck or chance. The last two foundation years were frightfully important, but neither brilliant years nor terribly poor years. So I don't know. We could be looking at that statistically. I don't know. What are we also heading in for? We will pass 6 years of video blogs this year as well. We're way past that. Where are we? We're way past that. I do apologise. We're going to pass... Where are we? Do you know, I can't even read my own writing. It's sad, isn't it? We are, yes, so 8 years is the next milestone for that. And that will be 416, weekly blog 416, which we're not anywhere near yet. So, there we are. That's really it for this week. You know, it's now shortly returning to usual. Things are beginning to return to usual, but we will also be facing the Epiphany shortly, which means all the grotto being dismantled later on this week, all the Christmas decor sort of put away for another year, and then I think it will feel more like we've entered the new year and we have you know, progress to make, sort of thing. At the moment, what I'm doing is I'm just tidying and clearing up everything here and sorting all my records out, ready for that, I suppose. So, you know, the 6th of January really will be when I can, I suppose, move on from the Christmas, sort of the festive period, if you like. And we'll see very shortly after that what this year and the future holds.